Where was Chicago? Did I miss this? I missed this. I'm an idiot.
No,
it is the Spurs. It's the Spurs. It's rigged.
It's rigged.
It's rigged.
It really is.
Why?
Why is it rigged?
Why is it this way? Can I ask you a better question? Not why is it this way? It's why do they announce them so fast?
Right.
You have a 30-minute show and they announced all 14 picks within 45 seconds. It's like basically watching a game of Minute to Win It on how fast can Mark Tatum open envelopes. Like, that's what it is, and it drives me nuts.
We went from where we at. We picked 5th, commercial break, Spurs. Just wow, it's incredible. Just what we thought. No, come on, let's see. And
okay, let's be clear. It's not rigged. It's not. But I'm allowed to be unhappy.
Yep.
I'm allowed to be unhappy. So
wow.
I didn't even realize that the Bulls were out. They had to give their pick to the Magic.
Oh, okay.
11. Yeah. That's what screwed us all up. Yeah.
The Spurs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No one likes the Spurs, man. You know,
Wemby looks happy about it. Like, oh man, this is just one of those things.
Oh, I don't know what to say, Craig. I just, we wanted a top 3 pick. I mean, let's just be real serious about it now.
Okay, so here's what we got to pivot to, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We're going to pivot to who can we draft at 5. That's where we're going to go with this now.
Yep.
And I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this. Chris, start looking at comments you want to get. So we know Wembanyama is going to be off the board. We know Scoot Henderson's going to be off the board by number 5. From what I'm hearing, everything I'm listening to, and chatter's going to get real heavy. It's going to get real heavy after this. Everybody else is open.
Okay.
There's a chance Miller falls to 5. It's unlikely, but there are multiple NBA teams that do not believe Brandon Miller has the ceiling. So they have him further down the board at like 5, 6, 7, 8 range.
Okay.
If the right GMs, if the right GMs are in that top, Miller could fall. Here's what I'm going to say, and I said this when there was only 60 people watching this when we went on early. I don't care if we were picking at 3, 4, or 5. My draft pick would not change. My draft pick the whole time would have been this guy right here, Cam Whitmore.
Mm-hmm.
He is a guy that was a 40% shooter with what do you want to call it? When it was assisted, like the stand and shoot, the catch and shoot. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. The catch and shoot, it's there.
Yeah.
His athleticism is nuts. It really is. His athleticism is kind of through the roof. And he's one of these guys. I think a lot of Pistons fans are a little gun shy on him because, Villanova, that's where we got Sadiq Bey. It's going to be just like Sadiq Bey. No. This guy is more like, I don't want to say Cam Johnson. It's almost more like without the fluidity of Jaylen Brown. This is kind of like Jaylen Brown. And I'm not saying what Jaylen Brown is for the Celtics now is what Cam Whitmore is. I'm saying Cam Whitmore looked like Jaylen Brown coming out, if that makes sense.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like the athleticism, the ability to be a rim threat, the speed off the bounce, the defense, like the dude can straight play defense. And that's what Troy Weaver has said he needs. He needs a guy that can shoot threes, but more importantly, play defense on the wing. I think he can do that at 6'7", 225. He's got a big enough frame to do that.
Okay. Let's look at some possibilities here. Ready?
Okay.
Mock draft.
Oh, cool.
So you got, we got 1. See, Brandon Miller 2, Scoot 3, whatever. Who's this?
Jarris Walker?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he is
Where's your guy? Oh, seven's Whitmore. Sorry, go ahead.
Yep.
I was looking for Whitmore the whole time. I couldn't find him. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so Jarris Walker out of Houston, when I watch, and if you go watch highlights of this guy, you can't help but think to yourself, this is a more athletic version of Isaiah Stewart.
Okay.
Really good defensively. Not a great finisher at the rim. In fact, a terrible finisher at the rim. I think he has good shooting upside, all that kind of stuff. I really do. But he's, that would be interesting to me because you'd have two guys that you could run out there at 6'8", it says 220 there. I've seen 240 as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, it's 2'6", 240 guys, and you have two guys that are like combo 4-5s that can switch on anybody, that can play, they have enough size to play anybody. That would be really interesting. Jarris Walker would be an interesting pick for sure.
So
scroll down a little more too, because there's another guy there at 5. If you scroll down a little bit, it's right there at 9. Taylor Hendricks and Rock Howard. That's who you're talking about when you say Whitmore or the dude from UCF. Taylor Hendricks is 6'9", 210, stretch 4. He shoots 40% from deep. He's long, got a good wingspan, can make a difference on defense, switch. I wouldn't say yet 2 through 5 or 1 through 5, but definitely 3 through 5-ish. Yeah.
Okay. Because really, if it goes chalk, Wemby, Miller, Henderson, then it's really the Rockets pick, see what they do.
Yep.
And then, you're left with all these guys, man. I mean, really, like you mentioned it before, if we don't have the number 1 pick, then it really opens up to just discussion because, or in the top 3, really, because then you go chalk with Miller and Henderson after Wemby. And now there's a lot of work that we can do now. I can do now of like it's wide open. And that's good and bad. It just is. You can say both. You can say, hey, this is good for us, and this is really bad for us because it's so wide open. There's not that first tier. Wemby's number 1, and then you've got the second tier, and then after that, it's wide open, which is again, it's good and bad.
Yeah, and this is interesting. And Trent, I hear what you're saying. And
sorry, man.
Oh, did you do it too?
Yep.
If we draft an Isaiah Stewart at 5, wow. And he's not Isaiah Stewart. He's like Isaiah Stewart on steroids, and I don't mean stronger. I mean he's faster. He can jump higher. He's more fluid. All those kind of things.
Yep. Yeah. And I agree with Eric. I think
Eric always brings good takes, man.
I appreciate it. Hey, and appreciate you becoming a member, man.
Nice.
Daniel Traeger. What's up? But Eric Johnson.
Thanks,
Daniel, thank you.
Eric, shout out.
Eric's always got good takes. Eric, become a member, you animal. You're so active on our channel. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you are.
This is what I believe. At what point, and are we there yet, Craig, where the patience is running out? We were all very patient. I think we were all on the same page when Weaver got here. Hey, man, do what you got to do. Tank, strip it down to the studs. We're all happy with that. Let's do it right. But is the patience running out where we have to make something happen this year in this offseason, or is it still just be patient time?
Yeah, I think there's something that people need to remember, and that's I'm not sure how to answer this because I want to go with a slightly different answer. The answer is I think we need to start making something happen, but then at the same time, Troy Weaver, Tom Gorse apparently have shown they don't really care how long it takes. They said, we're going to do it. We're going to do it right. Beat writers have said on multiple sources that the Pistons have already expressed to their head coaching candidates that the expectation is not that they win right away. Wow. So they're not saying like, you got to win now. That's not what they're telling people. I think that's so interesting. And so I don't know how else to say it other than here's one thing we have to remember. We have the 5th pick. I would have liked 2 or 3 because it's better trade ammo.
Yep.
We have anywhere from 20 to 45 million in cap room. So when you have that much cap room, you can get great players currently on an NBA roster, right, to your team with a trade when you have capital and money. I think there's also a couple guys like a Cam Johnson. I think Cam Johnson would be a phenomenal pickup in free agency. I think there's players out there that can help us be more of a win now. And when Cade's healthy, that will help us be a win now team. We keep forgetting we have a number 1 pick coming back. Yep. It's like another draft pick.
Yep. And really the cap space is a huge deal. We learned that last year where you have to have the space to be able to make moves, do things. So I do expect us to make moves. It's just, man, you don't want to, we've gotten this far in the hole